y'all doing? This is Teacher Sun here, and today we'll be going through the parable of the Prodigal Son. So we'll be reading it from Luke chapter 15, verses 11 to 32. Let's begin, shall we?
And he said, There was a man who had 2 sons, and the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the share of property that is coming to me. And he divided his property between them. Not many days later, the younger son gathered all he had and took a journey into a far country, and there he squandered his property in reckless living. And when he had spent everything, a severe famine arose in that country, and he began to be in need. So he went and hired himself out to one of the citizens of that country, who sent him into his fields to feed pigs. And he was longing to be fed with the pods that the pigs ate, and no one gave him anything. But when he came to himself, he said, How many of my father's hired servants have more than enough bread, but I perish here with hunger? I will arise and go to my father, and I will say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Treat me as one of your hired servants. And he arose and came to his father. But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and felt compassion, and ran and embraced him and kissed him. And the son said to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. But the father said to his servants, Bring quickly the best robe, and put it on him, and put a ring on his hand and shoes on his feet. And bring the fattened calf and kill it, and let us eat and celebrate. For this my son was dead, and is alive again. He was lost and is found. And he began to celebrate. Now his older son was in the field, and as he came and drew near to the house, he heard music and dancing. And he called one of the servants and asked what these things meant. And he said to him, Your brother has come, and your father has killed the fattened calf, because he has received him back safe and sound. But he was angry and refused to go in. His father came out and entreated him. But he answered his father, Look, these many years I have served you, and I never disobeyed your command. Yet you never gave me a young goat, that I might celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours came, who has devoured your property with prostitutes, you killed the fattened calf for him. And he said to him, Son, you are always with me, and all that is mine is yours. It was fitting to celebrate and be glad. For this your brother was dead, and is alive. He was lost, and is found.
So now that we have read through the passage, let's go through a quick summary. So we see from the younger son's perspective on how he decided to just gather everything that he had and then leave home. And then after that, he went to a far country and just spent everything that he had there, right? Have you ever felt like the younger son before? Have you ever felt like you wanted to just run away from home and just do whatever you want in a far country, in somewhere that nobody can ever control you? But do you see what the consequences are? What happened to the younger son? He became broke and hungry. And this is what happens when we choose to disobey God or choose to just run away from Him and not stay under His protection. But after realizing his mistake, what did the younger son do? He decided to prepare an apologetic speech, and then he wants to return home to his father, right? How did his father respond to him? Did he scold him? No, right? His father actually just welcomed him so warm-heartedly. He ran to him, he embraced him, he kissed him. It was such an unexpected thing that the younger son had imagined. And so we can see clearly that the father in this story actually represents God our Father, isn't it? When we make mistakes in life, when we choose to run away from God, even though we do so many things that are wrong, right? Even though we sin against God, but God still chooses to love us so. So we can see in this story that, first of all, God knows what is best for us. When we choose to stay under His protection and not run away from Him, He knows what is best for us and provides for us so that we don't become broke and hungry like the younger son did. And also secondly, when we choose to return to God, God also chooses to love us and welcome us and rejoice with us when we return to Him. So now let's view it from the older son's perspective. we can see that he doesn't actually care whether his younger brother has returned home or not. In fact, when he heard that his father has thrown him a party, how did he feel? He was like, huh? He doesn't deserve this at all. He spent everything away. Why are you throwing a party for him? So he was angry and he refused to show up at his brother's party, isn't it? Have you ever felt like the older brother before? Have you ever felt like someone is getting a better treatment than you and you thought, isn't he or she far worse off than me? Why is he or she getting a better treatment than me? And how did the father respond to the older son? He said that the older son had all that he needed in the father's presence already. And the father actually loves the older son the same. So in the same way, we can see how God actually loves us all the same as well. In this story, we can clearly see that God loves even the unlovable. And God is not like us, like humans. We tend to love only those who are lovable to us. And when we do something wrong, we also expect a scolding or some sort of punishment, isn't it? But God does something that's unexpected, which is to love the person the same way, even though the person did something wrong. So God cares more about the person more than what he has done wrong, and he's still able to love the person the same. So now I would like you to just take some time to reflect on your life. The first point, think about how much God loves you, and think about any areas in your life where you might have been running away from God, and some areas in your life that you need to seek forgiveness from Him. The second point, think of someone in your life that you want to show love towards this week, and think of some practical steps that you can show love towards this person. So once you have this person's name in mind, you can pray for this person and ask God what you can do for this person. You never know what this person is going through. Maybe he has some family issues, or he's not doing well in school. Everybody needs love, isn't it? So ask God to show you what you can do for this person and show love to this person this week. Okay? So that's it for my lesson today. I'll see you around soon. Bye!